Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are doing an update reading for Sungchan. So I already did his individual reading when he was still in NCT, so that was like a year or two ago. And in this reading we're doing something very similar. We're going to check his current energy, his career, his love life, and then any healing messages that come through. And at the end we will also take some tea leaves to get more information. That's usually how the update readings work. And in the description below, I will have the timestamps in case you guys want to jump around. But if not, I will start with his current energy just to check out how is Sungchan doing right now. So, how is his energy right now? So the cards came out very quickly. The first card that we have is the Eight of Pentacles. The second card that came out, well, I just saw it's actually four, is the Ace of Wands reverse, and two cards that came out together is the Three of Cups with the Princess of Pentacles. That I lied, with the Prince of Pentacles, which is the equivalent to the Page of Pentacles in this tarot. So how is Sungchan currently doing? With the Eight of Pentacles, it shows that he is, based on the imagery here, he's internalizing his skills, his effort, and his hard work. So usually the Eight of Pentacles talks about someone that is mastering a skill, someone that is either learning or teaching someone a skill, and it also is supposed to show someone that is very hardworking. And seeing here how this person is drawing, like, I don't know if it's a Jin and Jan or if it's like another pentacle on them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Never mind. It seems like there's this. It made me think of like I thought she was painting a pentacle or like a coin on the person's chest, and that made me think that currently Sungchan is internalizing his skills, or he is like muscle memory learning something for the industry that he's in. So it's kind of like, the best way I can explain the vibes or the energy I'm getting here is like he's working very hard, so like that it becomes almost his second nature to do what he has to do for his work. So if he's learning a choreography or he's learning a song or something along those lines, he practices so much that it comes very naturally in a very spontaneous way out of his body. So he's not thinking too much when he's on stage, or so like that. It is comfortable. It's a comfortable thing to do when he's on stage. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. Like, he's working very hard so like that he can give his best performance, and so like that when he's on stage, he's also very stable and confident about what he's doing because he believes that his hard work will pay off, right? And the only way his hard work can pay off is if he does the hard work. So currently he is just working on mastering all the skills that he needs for his career, or he's working very hard so like that he doesn't, it's so natural to him that he doesn't have to think too much about it when he's on stage, and he can just be, right? Like he's just existing rather than just thinking of all the steps and all the things that he has to do when he gets on that stage. Now the other card that we have right here is the Ace of Wands reversed. This tells me that currently he may feel a bit stagnant, like maybe there's something that he wants to do but he hasn't really gotten like the green light to do it. Either there's a project or there's a way of going along his journey that he hasn't really gotten, the approval or the sign that he's looking for to be able to push forward with something that he wants. Aces usually talk about a new beginning or a new chapter in our lives, and wands talk about taking action and being inspired, motivated, driven. And this, if you combine both of these meanings with a card that is reversed, it makes me think that he just hasn't gotten the approval, or maybe he doesn't feel like he's in the right place to take action on something new. So maybe a couple of things here is like either he feels like he needs to get the skills necessary to go through with this new project, or there hasn't, like, the paperwork necessary or the confirmation necessary has not gone through so like that he can start with this new project. So whatever it is, he may feel stagnant because he can't get this idea moving and going. Now the other two cards that we have right here is the Three of Cups and the Prince of Pentacles, which is the equivalent to the Page of Pentacles. So, with the Three of Cups, this talks about celebration, hanging out with friends, going out drinking. This makes me think that currently he's just having fun with the people that he is comfortable with. He's just trying to have a good time. He's celebrating his small victories. He's celebrating that things are working out well for him. And while he's doing that, he is also visualizing the future that he wants. So the Page of Pentacles or the Prince of Pentacles is supposed to symbolize a very young energy. It's like a new beginning, and is supposed to also show like the idea of something. It's like planting that seed. So that's why pages are like a new beginning. So here usually what we see is someone that is already planning or already getting the idea that they're going to work on in order to create like a stable and long-lasting project, financial move, or even like a health choice, because Pentacles talks about money, finances, career, anything physical like material possessions, and health. What it feels like here is like he is already building like the foundation, or he's already setting the building blocks to create a new mindset or a new routine that was supposed to help him for the long run. And the thing that he's doing is that he's celebrating his breaks, he's celebrating his accomplishment, and he's enjoying the people around him. That was a weird way of phrasing it, but what I mean is like he's enjoying his time with the people that he cares about or the people that he's going to work with. And the reason why he's doing this is so like that he has a bit of some wiggle room to de-stress from his work. But it also makes me think of like nourishing and cultivating his network or the relationships for his career, because it will help him in the long run. So you know what I'm getting is like if there's ever like a business trip, he tries to put his best effort so like that he sets a good network or sets a good impression. But the other thing that I'm getting is that currently he's working in allowing himself to take some breaks when necessary, so like that in his career he is not being super overwhelmed or overworked, so his mind is not exhausted because all he's thinking is work, and he's able to leave some wiggle room to enjoy his time and just hang out with people that bring him comfort and that can help him like de-stress from his work. So it seems like currently that's the mindset that he's going for. He's working very hard, and he's also trying to be patient and waiting for that green light to take action on something. And it also seems like he's working on his network, or he's working on networking with other people for the benefit of his career, and also learning how to give himself some time to de-stress from work, it seems. Now let's go on to the next area of his life, which is his career. So what's going on with Sungchan's career? We have speed, number 42, with the keyword movement. So if there's any, the most obvious thing we can talk about this is that things are picking up. Here with the city, it makes me think that he's traveling around. So I don't know if RIIZE is still in Mexico, or, well, actually when this goes up, they probably will not be there anymore. But this makes me think the sense of like traveling across the world, visiting different cities. There's a sense of like jumping over obstacles very quickly. There is a sense of he will start seeing things moving or picking up. So this Ace of Wands that we saw earlier will eventually turn upright, and he's going to see how things are moving very quickly into his life, and specifically in his career. There is a sense that things will go so quickly that he will not even know what day he's in, because he will be so busy doing things that he will lose track of time. And also seeing how either this person looks very powerful or looks like they're enjoying their time just moving very quickly. So this makes me think that he will either really enjoy what he's doing, that's why he loses track of time, or he's just so concentrated and focused on what he has to do that he will lose track of time. And also I'm getting the sense of like taking these giant leaps in his career. So either he's working so hard that he's able to skip over some obstacles that other people will have gotten in the same journey or path that he's in. So yeah, things are just going to move very quickly for him. But let's get out some tarot to get a better idea of what's going on in his career. So one of the cards that came out is the Princess of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy. It's reversed though, so let's see. We also have the Star, which is upright, and we have the Ace of Swords. I want to say the Ace of Wands. So let's see. With the Star, we have Aquarius energy. The Ace of Swords tells me that there's a new channel of communication. Either he has a clear mind, so it's easier for him to think clearly and therefore communicate with an eloquent way, or being able to communicate his ideas in a very efficient way. With the Star, it shows this whole idea of hope or a dream come true, or maybe even a sense of guidance. But with the Princess of Wands reverse, or the Knight of Wands reverse, this shows that he may not have all the knowledge in the world to understand the path that is the most ideal for his career, or the path that will help him move the fastest towards his goals within his career. Like, he may not be able to see the bigger picture, like what's the point, what's the purpose, like what's the end goal. However, I do feel that at least he's going to have very clear communication within himself, and he will have the optimistic hope that his dreams will come true with the Star and the Ace of Swords. There's a sense of like being very honest. There is a sense of having like a goal that he's constantly looking forward to. Also, with the light that is coming out from like the third eye of the figure in the Star, it makes me think that he's going to have either an epiphany, so some sort of clarity on like what he should do in his career, or his third eye will open, which will allow him to see the truth, speak with the truth even, because he's understanding his mind a bit better. There's a sense of like if he was confused, all of a sudden he will see things clearly, or he will have a better understanding of what he wants and what he desires, which will give him the guidance as to what direction or how to go about achieving his goals and his dreams. And this Princess of Wands reverse will simply mean that he is not going as quickly as he wishes he could go. In the sense, you know what I'm getting actually is like the movement or the speed that we're seeing here in his career is one where his mind is clear, his judgment is on point, and any fogginess or muddiness that he had within his mind will go away. So that's where the movement is coming from. However, with the Princess of Wands reverse, it shows that he may not be taking action on his ideas quite yet, or he may not be taking action on his thoughts quite yet. And the reason is because there's a lot of planning that he has to do, a lot of like just revisiting and reviewing his goals and the way that he wants to approach those goals. And because of that, I think that could be the reason why the Ace of Wands is reversed. Is like in his career, he's just having this clarity and this understanding of how things work and what he wants that will give him enough guidance for him to figure out the best approach to those goals. And because of that, he's not taking action quite yet, because he's trying to like figure out this bigger picture before he can just like very quickly move, like take action and move forward in his goals and in his life. So that's why I think the Princess of Wands is reversed here. Is like he's not taking action quite yet because all the activity that he is experiencing or all the movement in his energy is in his mind right now. So he's just thinking about taking action. He's not in the stage where he can take action yet. And it could be because of external complications or external issues. As much as it's just that he has to plan to figure out what will be the best plan of execution. That kind of vibe. Now let's jump into his love life and figure out what is going on with Sungchan's love life. We have time with discipline. There's a bunch of clocks, keys, all hanging from a tree. What's going on with Sungchan's love life? We have the World reverse. Now I laughed like that because I thought it was the Lovers. I think it happens often with this tarot deck that I see the world reverse and I just think, is it the Lovers? No, it's not. We have the Six of Swords upright, and we have the King of Swords, which is equivalent to the Queen of Swords in tarot, so this is Aquarius energy. So some of you guys may be asking yourself, what is the difference between the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords? Well, the way that I see it is that the traits that get highlighted when the Queen of Swords comes up is someone that is cold-hearted, someone that is assertive, someone that has a very sharp tongue. They say things how they see it. They don't guide themselves by emotion. They don't get swayed by emotions as much as they think in a very practical, logical way. And the King of Swords, I see it more as someone that has a very clear judgment. I don't see it as aggressive or as sharp tongue as a Queen of Swords. I see the King of Swords as someone that is actually very eloquent and diplomatic. So you can say the Queen of Swords is also has very clear judgment because of how assertive they are. But the difference is that the Queen of Swords, I see it as an energy of someone that can be quite aggressive in their approach to something, and the King of Swords, I actually see it as someone that has a very flowery way of conveying the same message that a Queen of Swords could have said. So that's, to me, the difference between those two cards when it comes to the vibes or the personality that they give through. I do have to say, though, that out of all the kings, when you look at tarot normally, out of all the kings, the King of Swords is the one that fills up the most space in the card, so it does show an energy that can be quite intimidating. Regardless, I do feel that in his left life, the world reverse, we do have a couple, seems like she's pregnant, and the world is Saturn energy. This tells me, also with the Six of Swords, is like walking away from issues, walking away from problems, walking away from a situation that can be very stressful or just problematic in general. This makes me think that all of these cards, what they're saying, right now he has no time for romance and no time for love. And all I'm saying is, yes, this could be just how Sungchan is as a person, but I just think this is just the consequences of being part of RIIZE and all the issues that the group has gone through, is that he cannot risk his career for love right now. Is like, even though there's nothing wrong with dating, there's nothing wrong with falling in love, and there's nothing wrong with the courtship or like the idea of falling in love, like there's nothing wrong with that, but because of the K-pop industry and how everyone gets all pissy about their idols dating, like, believe me, sometimes you don't want to know who your idol is dating, because you go like, damn, at the end of the day, we're normal people and we make mistakes, okay? So you see your idol and you go like, you know, like, almost like parents, you go like, I do not approve of this person you have picked. And I don't mean this in a possessive way that usually fans are, but I mean it in a way where you go like, ooh, that person seems like a big red flag. I don't know why you will want to risk your reputation for someone like that, you know? You get what I mean? Now, for Sungchan, what I mean here is that I think he already knows how it could ruin his career if he were to be bringing that many problems. Especially, okay, here I go with my, maybe not daily, but with my usual rant about SM and how much of a mess they are. I do feel that right now SM is such a mess that they don't really know how to protect their artists anymore. It's like, what are they doing? What are they on? The resources must be low on the PR team. So all I'm saying is that Sungchan is aware that if he were to pursue romance and love, right now is not the time. But I do feel like he wants it, especially with like the imagery that we have for the world, to the point that I thought it was a Lovers. Seeing those speeches, it makes me think of abundance, but the pink in them makes me think of like kids and babies for whatever reason. All I'm saying is that I do feel that when it comes to love, he does aspire to potentially get married and have kids. I do feel that maybe he's aiming for that. But with this card being reversed, I do feel that he knows that there's a time for that, and that time is not right now. Especially since he's working on his career. With this discipline energy or word that comes with a time card, it makes me think that he's just trying to stay very busy with his career, polishing his skills and working on his skills, doing the schedules and doing everything that is expected of him so that he can continue growing and improving in his career. And because of that, he prefers to not stress over love and romance, especially since it will just be a potential setback if he were to date, because it will, if people find out that he's dating, or if people find out that he's interested in someone, it could affect his career. It happened to one of the members in his group. He's not risking it himself, which is, I think, something that we're going to see as a common pattern in all of the RIIZE members when they do their individual readings. You know what I'm getting? Looking at the imagery of this King of Swords, it makes me think like he does not want to give people material or tools to use against him. He doesn't really want to give people anything that they could criticize him for, especially when it comes to either someone or an area of his life that he cares about. So what I'm getting at is that in his love life, since it is something he's looking forward to and something that he will treasure quite a lot when he gets to it, he doesn't want to risk destroying the potential of his love life just because people are not ready for it. If that makes sense. It's like if he starts to date now that he's barely going on with his career, he doesn't want other people to ruin his potential to something beautiful, if that makes sense. He doesn't want to give people the tools to criticize him or to hurt the people that he cares about. That kind of vibe. But to end of this reading, let's go on to the last part of his update reading, which is the healing messages. So what healing messages are coming through for Sungchan? Wait, 3 cards came out. Perfect. So we have the Scarab Spirit with Magic Works Through You. We have the Ant Spirit with Time to Collaborate. I'll put it here. And we have the Butterfly Spirit with Transformation is Beautiful. I'm gonna say it now because I thought it was funny. When I saw the Butterfly Spirit, I thought of a magical girl. So, I mean, sure. We also have 3 ones. We have 1 with the Ant Spirit, and we have number 11 with the Butterfly Spirit. So maybe 1 could be very important to Sungchan. Ones usually talk about, like the number 1. It talks about a new beginning. Number 11 adds up to 2, so that will be like balance and companionship. But all of the ones just make me think that there's this highlight of like there's something new that he's going to start soon in his life, so he should look forward to it. Now with the Scarab Spirit, the Scarab Beetle Spirit, Magic Works Through You, there's a sense of like he should be confident that he will be able to manifest what he dreams and what he hopes in his life. Even when it boils down to romance, like maybe right now is not the right time, but he should trust that when the time is right, like when he feels ready for it, he will be able to manifest that as well into his life. The Ant Spirit just shows that what he's doing right now of working with other people, networking, and getting along with his co-workers will benefit him a lot, because he is in a group and he's not working alone. So it will be beneficial that he tries to keep the peace and to make sure that he understands how everyone works, so like that there's like a smooth sailing when projects go through. There's this sense of like working together. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, so focus on how everyone can work on their strengths in order to create the best teamwork or create the smoothest sailing when it comes to completing a project or going through a schedule. Another thing that I'm getting also with the Scarab Beetle, I'm getting of how there's a lot of beetles that are so strong that they're able to carry or like push objects that are like many times their size. So that makes me think of like overcoming obstacles or pushing through any hardship that he encounters. And also with the Ant Spirit, I'm getting of how ants are able to carry objects that are very big in comparison to their body size. Like I'm seeing like an ant that's carrying like this very big leaf. And that makes me think that the advice here is that he has the ability to overcome any challenge and obstacle that he encounters in his life, regardless of how scary it may seem at first. So there's a sense of like trusting in his abilities, trusting in his skills, and just trusting as well in his determination to overcome anything in life. Now, with a butterfly spirit, with transformation is beautiful, there is a sense of like he needs to understand the value of his skill, of this skill or this ability he has of adjusting to his life. So whenever he encounters a problem and he needs to change his way of thinking or his way of doing things, his adaptability is impressive. And it's been, I don't know him, so I don't know how true this is, but it's been highlighted to him that his ability to adapt to a situation is way faster than many other people out there. So he should take advantage of this in the sense of understanding that if he ever encounters a problem that he does not know how to tackle or how to even begin dealing with this problem or this situation, he should just know that him as a person, his personality, his skills, his knowledge and experience in life is more than enough tools necessary for him to overcome all of the unknowns that he will end up encountering along his journey, along his path. That is like the best way I can describe that. It's like transformation makes me think of this death and rebirth. This whole thing of like, let me get rid of all this energy or all the knowledge that will not work for me or that is holding me back. And instead, let me transform all of this negativity into the possibility, the potential, or the positivity necessary to adapt and grow in this new environment or in this new situation. That is the best way I can explain what this butterfly spirit is kind of showing here. Before we end this reading, the special part of the update readings is a tea leaf. So let's shuffle the tea leaf and just see what new information or just more silly little messages come through. So anything for Sungchan. So a card just flew out and it was Rose with romance is in the air. You know what I'm getting? You know those times, I don't know if it's like, is it like in romance comedies? Where like someone is so focused on their job and on their work, or maybe someone that is like, I don't have time for love, I don't have time for romance and all those things, and then all of a sudden they find the love of their life. Maybe something like that could happen to Sungchan. But if that's the case, I think he will still push it back in the sense of like, even if he meets someone that becomes a potential partner, a potential romantic interest, he will still do his best to not jump too quickly into this relationship. He may actually start with a friendship. He may actually start with like, how should I put it? I think the build up to this relationship will be very slow if he were to start one. So romance is in there just shows that he may be flirting with someone, courting someone, or that he will find a potential romantic interest. I don't think he will start dating them though. Also, if anything, this could also mean that he might be surrounded in an environment where a lot of people are like dating and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, let's see what more the tea leaf have to say for Sungchan. We have handshake with a meeting with a stranger could be important. So where's the networking part? Oh, here. So we talked earlier about his networking. The handshake is just showing. It makes me think of like sealing a contract. Also with the handshake, that made me think of contracts or kind of like having two people just confirm that they understand the term and services of something. So connecting that to the networking that Sungchan got earlier, this just makes me think that he will start projects with people, or he will start meeting people that will give him work and opportunities, and he will, you know what I'm also getting? Soul contracts. It's like he's gonna start meeting people that will have a very big impact in his life, and it doesn't all have to be related to career. It could be related to just having a very trustworthy friend or having someone that will support him and be there for him whenever he needs it. But it doesn't have to be related to work. It could be also maybe when he's in a time where he feels very stressed, or during a time that he may feel like he's so confused and he doesn't understand what direction he should go with in life. So I do feel like he's just going to start meeting more people that will create a healthy support system for him, as well as I mentioned, potential future co-workers and people that could give him opportunities and new projects and a good job. Yeah. Now let's see what more does the tea leaf have to say for Sungchan. So 2 cards just came out. We have Angel with spiritual guidance, protection from harm. And we have Horse with a short journey. And at the bottom of the tea leaf, we have Harp with great happiness. Let's just put it here. So, looking at all these cards, it makes me think that he may go through like this spiritual awakening or go just through a journey of self-discovery and self-knowing. With the horse and the short journey, it makes me think that maybe as he is going through like a schedule, or as if he goes outside to take a stroll or go take a walk in the park, all of a sudden he's going to get the epiphany that we talked about earlier with the star card. Like, he's going to have a better understanding of a situation in his life, or he's going to have a better idea of who he is as a person and what he's striving in life. And hopefully that epiphany allows him to see what his healing messages were talking about, that he already has a personality, the skills and the knowledge that he needs to be able to adapt to any situation. And because of that, he doesn't have to be afraid of the journey ahead. And because of that, he doesn't have to also be afraid of the unknown that he may encounter in his life. It's like he will be able to adapt accordingly to any situation, to any hardship. And because of that, he will be able to overcome it. So this short journey makes me think that he's just going to have some sort of epiphany that will give him a better understanding of either his situation or just who he is as a person. And this angel card just makes me think that this epiphany is coming from his spiritual team, from his higher self, from just destiny and fate. It's like, remember how I mentioned with the star that he will have like this guiding light? Like, he will be getting like a sense of direction. So the spiritual guidance and protection from harm just makes me think that if he ever feels like he's lacking something, or if he feels like he doesn't know something, the universe will make sure to give him a sign for him to understand that he's not on his own, and to understand that he is protected and taken care of. So if there's ever an obstacle that seems a little bit too overwhelming for him, all of a sudden he has the right answers, or all of a sudden his mind is clear, so he's able to see the situation in a rational way that will help him solve the issue quicker. So I do feel when something like that happens, is the epiphany, or it's the guidance the spirit is trying to offer to him. So he doesn't have to be like 100% aware that this is how it's happening or why this is happening. He just needs to take full advantage of those moments of clarity. Lastly, the card that we got was a harp with great happiness. And that just makes me think that the last bit of advice is that there's a very promising future out there for him, filled with positivity and, of course, happiness. Something to look forward to, something to celebrate, something to enjoy. So I do feel that this is here between, like, there's a potential out there with the Ace of Wands reverse. It's like there's a potential for him to achieve his goal. It's just not quite time yet, or something is still missing, but he will be able to manifest what he desires. And also putting it between the Three of Cups, which is a card of celebration, having fun, hanging out with friends. So I do feel that there's this sense of having a healthy balance between his relationships and having a healthy balance with his work, as well as just understanding himself better. This sense of harmony will bring him, that is actually with a harp. This sense of harmony will bring him a lot of happiness. So yeah, I will leave this here. I hope you guys liked this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This reading was very nice, seeing how things are going well for him. Seems like there is a very promising future out there for him in the sense of his growth as an individual, as a person. So I do hope that he does take full advantage of his goals and his ambitions, because I do feel that they're already guiding him to the through the path that will give him the best growth as a person. Yeah, there's a lot of like teamwork and networking and a lot of guidance that kind of just came through his reading. I do look forward to his love life eventually. Right now is not the time, but it seems like eventually things might flourish for him when he opens up the door or when he gives himself the time for romance. So if anything, if there's a card that could, or some cards that can best describe Sungchan's energy right now, it will be the Magician and the High Priestess. With the Magician is the ability to, with full awareness, manifest what he wants in his life, and the High Priestess is the potential to manifest from a subconscious way even. So I do feel that the potential here is for him to understand himself better, and also that if there's something that he is putting on hold, the moment that he opens the floodgates, or the moment he opens himself up to manifest like in his love life, then he should know that it will come true. It's just a matter if he allows it or not. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys liked this reading, or at least found it entertaining, or maybe even learn from it. I will see you guys on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Thank you for all the love and support you have shown me and the channel, and make sure that you also give a lot of support to RIIZE, and in this case, Sungchan. I'll see you guys on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye.